The event editor in RPG Maker is beautiful. It's elegant. It's simple, my game. I wanted it to be simple. It's not.
Do you know what that means? I hate this thing. If I get an error, if something's not defined, I can't just Control F and see what the control fuck is going on. The console doesn't point to anything. You gotta scroll through, it becomes a mess, and then play hide and seek. I'm a game developer. Does it look like I play games? Do I look like the type of guy who plays games? Shit's popping up where it shouldn't. That's not when that's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen.
Oh my god. It just works.
It just works, except it doesn't. It did work for no reason, and now it doesn't work like it's supposed to. What?
But not all is lost. I knew it would come to this. Once the prototype was out and I was confident in moving forward, I knew I would have to clean this up. But I'm afraid punching this problem's prostate requires me to go elbow deep. While playtests were going on, I performed some tests for the big move from the event editor into a proper IDE. Speaking of, I'm sick of Notepad++. I'm gonna try out Visual Studio. What telemetry is a telemetry for an IDE? I just use VS Codium. It's Visual Studio code, but as far as I understand it, all telemetry has been yeeted.
Anyway!
Quick side note, do not despair when you see the gray. I decided it would be easier to rebuild this on top of an older build of the project. That's all. It won't be gray for long. I promise you. Alls I gotta do is go line by line through the event editor and translate that ish into proper JavaScript. I'm ripping off Band-Aid solutions and giving these bitches proper stitches. For instance, these 4 lines here make it so that these 4 events keep the player from moving in the field during battle. This is yucky. Makes me vom. Map events work on an index basis. Their ID is determined on the order that they're made in. So if I end up making a bunch of events on a map and forget these 4, I have no way to roll some new events into the beginning of the list. It stinks, it's inelegant, and this is just one example. All I gotta do is copy this and put the eval there, put these in there and that and this, and... hell yeah. The character doesn't move, and I don't have to copy and paste those events in every map. I had quite a few hell yeahs. Make a small change, save, see if it still works. Oh, it doesn't? Well, guess what? I'm getting an error message, and that error is easy to find. The console actually points to something. It's easier than... oh, it can't find the name of what? Now I gotta copy and paste each code block. What am I, Superman? I'm just gonna zoom in on the missing curly bracket with my eyeballs? Is that what I'm gonna do, Brenda? But what I didn't realize was that I was letting those small wins build me up into a fool, ripe for the fall.
People eat Pokemon, I don't...
It's impossible. It doesn't work. This code doesn't allow for a clean translation into JavaScript. The event editor has a go-to analog. JavaScript doesn't. It just doesn't. What am I gonna do? The event editor also has a wait function. I can't just stop the damn map scene from updating. How else is my computer spyware supposed to keep slowing my computer down? Do I give up? Am I doing this all because of one tricky glitch that pushed me over the edge? Was this whole thing foolhardy? A whim? No. What I need is a finite state machine. A finite state machine is simply a neat and tidy way of organizing a complex system of code. Here's how it works. Let's say you want to execute a block of code, but only if certain conditions are met.
Here's something cool. I want to make a game called The Algorithm, and I want you to play it. Here's how the finite state here works. I want you to click the bell and subscribe.
But
you can't click the bell without clicking subscribe first. That's because you're not in the subscribe state. When you comment something like, what? How could you put Vanilla the Rabbit behind Rouge the Bat? MILFs for life. You could have a little subscriber icon, or not. Are you in the subscriber state? Do I have to keep making evals like this? And but if so, thus...
Nevertheless...
No. I can write 2 separate scripts so that my code is easy to keep track of, easy to modulate, and easy to read. Clicking the share button, you don't even need an account. That doesn't need a state. It's all anarchy, baby.
And so, all I need is a wait state where the battle itself can pause while everything else still runs. Finally, I've achieved showing the battle screen. Strap in and strap on, folks. This is gonna take a bit. So the neat thing about having already coded all this is that if there's any tricky problems that I need to program, I can just copy my own homework. I just can't copy the overall structure. Eventually, the game started to resemble itself again.
Sometimes. Yeah, there's an issue. It's because I'm trying to bake the animations into the battle's state machine, when really it should be its own separate state machine. Don't do what I just did. I'm just gonna, ad-lib this part. It's not like it's gonna bite me in the ass later or anything. So, minigames and animations now work flawlessly. These two other options, though, have me a bit worried. Let's make tracks and huff gas. Okay, so it wasn't that bad, actually. As for the chill skill, I'm gonna need you to take a chill pill, okay? It's not gonna be in the demo.
You have been stopped.
Fleeing and healing goo works. Now, it's time for the enemy's turn. How do I start this thing? No, seriously. What do I tell the program to start the enemy turn? On which site do I download the enemy's turn? I want to download the enemy's turn. I tried to get this thing started, but Finley just wants to dip. I just need to get this damn thing functioning. At this point, I'm really deep into this goon sesh. It's almost 1 a.m., but I'm on a roll. Did John Carmack in his 20s need sleep? No, but I'm no John Carmack. I use fucking JavaScript. I just need to finish this bad boy and I can go to bed knowing that the job's done. Alright, the enemy turn's functional, but no polish, which is good, actually. That allows me to compartmentalize. Either way, it's time for night-night. I woke up and this happened. The enemy runs out of attacks, but the player doesn't get their turn. It's the same fucking thing that started this whole mess. The same thing that got me started on this warpath. It's happening again. I was so close. I was so close. But this is different. This is not the same. I have a better means to fix issues this time. I can actually look at what's going on and understand it. Here's what's going wrong. I have many state machines interacting with each other, and this is fine. It was manageable. Battles, animations, everything was working, playing nice, okay? And the way I got this to work was that they would listen to each other and make calls that the others would listen for. Then I added damage pop-ups, and they did not play nice. Why? First, let's look at the source of this issue. Why did I make this mistake in the first place? I want you to take a guess. Did you say it was because I didn't plan out the other state machines? Did you? Because that is one of them. That's a big one, but it's not the one. Okay, are you ready? I should have gone to bed. I kept pushing, I got sloppy, I started taking shortcuts. I made certain machines make calls that no other machines were listening for, and listeners that would never hear a call because nobody was gonna make that call. Just all sorts of bleh, okay? I should have gone to bed. I really needed to go to bed, but I decided, nah, sleep's for the weak. I'm the John Carmack of JavaScript and RPGs and gooning. So I pushed through until I had something that resembled a working product, at least to my bleary eyes, and I woke up, tested it out, and then, for fuck's sake, now that I could read the delirium between the lines, I decided I needed to comment a bunch of it out, and I rewrote most of it. After an entire day of changing my diapers, I can finally say that we're back to where we were. Except, looking at my codebase isn't a pain in the ass. Actually, that's not true. I've made it even further. I got that fire spell in there. Yeah, if you counterattack, you use a flame sword. What was I gonna do before all this? Oh yeah, dungeons. Thanks for watching. I want to give a huge shout out to Caius Nelson. If you want some more indie RPG action, check out Circle of Orion. It's about a mother and her child getting isekai'd into a fantasy world. It also looks kinda beautiful or something. Anyway, check out his devlogs, look out for updates, and have a wonderful flippin' day.